want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. In North Carolina, a man unalived his wife and 3 children over the weekend before he unalived himself. After an investigation, it was determined that Robert J. Crayton, Jr., 45, unalived his wife Athalia A. Crayton, 46, as well as Casson Crayton, 18, and a 16-year-old and 10-year-old, whose names were not released. Robert Crayton then passed from a baneful wound. All 5 of the victims lived inside the home, according to High Point Police, who added that 2 other people, aged 22 and 25, who were inside the home at the time managed to escape. One of the individuals who was able to escape was a relative of the victims, while the other was an acquaintance. Police had previously said in a release on Sunday that officers responded to Mossy Meadow Drive at 7:05 a.m. that day after receiving a report of 2 people screaming for help. When officers arrived, they came into contact with an adult male and female stating they needed help. Police stated Saturday officers were able to determine that the address was Mossy Meadow Drive. Officers had to force entry into the home, and once inside, they located 5 people gone. All of the victims were pronounced unalive at the scene, and authorities said at the time that there was no further threat to the community. High Point Police added Monday that officers have responded to this address 5 separate times since 2014. The most recent call before status came on Jan 3, 2022, when cops served an involuntary mental commitment order. The department confirmed on Monday that the involuntary mental commitment order involved Robert Crayton, Jr., but did not release info about where he was committed or when he was released. The previous 4 calls were listed as a Jan 2, 2022 medical call, a Dec 2, 2019 disturbance in which 2 people reported being in a disturbance on Dec 30, 2016 another disturbance incident classified as an argument between family members, and a Jan 30, 2014 another disturbance incident involving in a hands with no evidence for arrest. Police confirmed that Robert Crayton suffered from some type of mental illness, but they were not going to disseminate that information out of respect for the family and the investigation. January 2022, they received a medical call and then a request for an involuntary commitment. Police confirmed that Robert Crayton suffered from some type of mental illness, but they were not going to disseminate that information out of respect for the family and the investigation. My condolences to the families, um, to the friends, co-workers who knew the family. Um, yeah, this is tough. That is it's tough. The main thing that I always state is in quite a few videos is that if people are going through some stuff, having problems, um, your main thing that you should be doing is going to seek help. If you don't want to do that, completely fine. Don't involve other people in what it is that you're going through. If you want to go through something, then you need to go through that by yourself. You need to have enough respect and love for other people to just let them go. Um, but obviously people don't care, and they feel that they have the right to do these types of things that's going to um, you know, end up emotionally damaging a lot of people. And it's not right when somebody feels that they can put other people through what they're going through or make them feel what it is that they're going through because they feel right within that because they're in their emotions. That's 1000% the wrong way to go about stuff. And to then decide that you want to add in the younger aspect of your family into that equation is 1000% ridiculous. And like I said, whenever I hear of these cases, I really wish that there was a way for these people to stand trial so that they literally have to live with this for the rest of their lives. That the moment that they wanted to do or however it is that they went about it, that everything for them, that how it is that they wanted to leave, it didn't work out. And now they have to sit there and they got to be in a cold prison cell, solitary for the rest of their lives, thinking about that moment on replay, day in and day out, moment after moment, hour after hour, day after day, month after month, year after year, time after time. That's the way realistically it should be. This is, in a sense, just the easier route for people not to take responsibility and accountability for the actions that they decided to commit to. And, it's sad. The other thing that I want to point out, the other thing I want to point out is that, a lot of times I've specifically stated a variety of ways on a lot of my videos that women need to, have something, right, for just in case. And because you can never be, in a sense, too sure. But in this instance, from everything that police was able to state, there was a multitude of red flags that was there. The police were called to that home a multitude of times throughout varying years. And it was, at least from the police, everything that the police stated, it was pretty much known that an assumption can be made that the husband has some type of mental imbalance or whatever it was, right? And that he should have been committed. And my main thing is, why didn't the wife try to commit him? Why didn't the family initially, I'm talking about as a whole, try to get this man committed so that the family could, plan out an evacuation plan to basically get everybody away. Um, file for divorce, whatever you got to do, and switch your names, whatever has to take place. It in a sense could have been done, within those, within that time frame. Um, you know, like I said, I mainly try to tell women, it's like, yo, pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the symptoms, pay attention to the red flags. Don't allow um, a potentiality to even occur, even if it might be like a 5% chance. Don't allow that to even exist, because your life is worth more than that. But, no matter how I've basically stated these things, no matter what emotions I've directly thrown towards this, you'll have people that will decide to give some pushback directly on what it is that I'm stating and how it is that I'm stating it, instead of just paying attention directly to the message that is being given. And, we continuously have issues like this because people don't want to pay attention to the message. These are things that should not necessarily take place, but yet they take place every single day. And the main things that I've talked about, on top of the fact of advocating for children, I've also advocated for Black women to go out there and learn some self-defense, to go and get, their firearms training, um, so that they would be proficient in the use of said weapon. So that if at any point in time that you knew that something might jump off, that you will be able to protect not only yourself but also your family. Like I said, maybe at a certain point in time, you'll have Black women out here listening and paying attention to what it is that is going on, and they'll actually heed the warnings and the words of the men who are trying to give them that.